Hello there, greetings everybody. Welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. We're here Sunday night, Commonalities Compared. This is a show we do every week. Ben, a subscriber of mine, gives me a couple of rock commonalities, so two of them usually. We haven't done any more than two. I don't know if I could do three, but two we're definitely doing. So it could be two drummers, could be two guitar players, could be two bass players, could be two albums, could be two bands, as long as there's some commonality compared there. This week we're going to do two artists, commonality artists who do album covers, and the two we've picked, of course, Roger Dean, needs no introduction, from Yes, and this cover by Mark Wilkenson on a Marillion's Misplaced Childhood. Two excellent covers, two excellent artists, really. So we'll talk a little bit about the art of both of them, what's common about them, maybe what's not so common about them. So we'll start with Roger Dean's. So I chose this album from Yes because I like it a lot. I could have chosen just about any album. It also gives you a panoramic view of the whole album, back and front and side. And then if you look inside, you also get the same type of thing going on, although this booklet is in the way, so we'll take it out. Yeah, same type of thing going on the inside. If you were to remove the two albums, you would see that. Excellent album cover, one of my favorite of his. Features... maybe for some people it's not their best album. I happen to like it a lot, but I could have chosen half a dozen other Yes albums to illustrate his artwork. I just chose one Yes album for this particular show because I wanted to talk about some of his artwork with other bands as well. So we'll skip over and do one by Mark Wilkenson now. Now Mark has done most of the early Marillion stuff, including this one, which is one of my favorites. It's a little bit like the common part about it is that it has a kind of a fantasy element going on, the same as Roger Dean. It's a little bit more choppy. He likes to create imagery and place people in the imagery, and kind of similar, and in many ways it's an excellent choice for Marillion because Fish, who is the main writer, I think the only writer for Marillion at this point in time, likes to use imagery, says things that create imagery in your mind, and this guy creates it with artwork. So excellent choice for me. I think this is one of their better album covers. Of course, you can... he likes to use animals and various plants and stuff is as part of the imagery in there too. I don't know that he does the logo or anything. I know that Roger Dean does do the logo for Yes, but I don't know that Mark does the logo for Marillion or does the Misplaced Childhood title track part. I'm not sure about that. So we'll move on a little bit here. So the next one up, Roger Dean, done all four album covers for this particular band, at least the initial four, and the band is Green Slade. You can see the two album covers here surrounded on top of a panorama, also done by him for the album. And the same thing applies here that it applied to Yes, is that you have, well, actually, no, you don't. Sorry, not on the main album cover. It's just a repeat of the front, but on his other albums, which I don't have, like I don't have the original. This is a collection, but you can see clearly here is one of the album covers here on this side over here. That's, I believe, their debut album, or maybe not. No, this is the Bedside Extras. Yeah, this is this is their debut album. I apologize for a minute, I was a little confused there. But all four of their albums have that same kind of almost goblin-like creature. The green color is very common, green and yellow for this band. That seems to be their preference. Very kind of Lord of the Rings like in some ways, a lot of that going on here. Excellent album covers for all Greenslade albums as well. So if you haven't seen this band or checked out any of their album covers, you should do that. Excellent band. So back to Mark. So I've chosen this album from a very different band than the Marillion, which is Judas Priest. Redeemer of Souls. You can say what you want about this particular album. Some people don't like it. A lot of people actually can't stand it. I'm indifferent to it at this point in time. I haven't listened to it enough to really come up with an opinion. But the artwork is fantastic here by Mark Wilkenson. That is absolutely detailed. Very kind of cryptic. Very fantasy again. Creating an image in your mind as opposed to just it's almost a story within a story. Another shot of it here, more black and white version of it. But yeah, he likes to create imagery, and I think since they were attempting here to do a what do they call it? A concept album, yeah. They were attempting to do a concept album here. And so he tried to mask that as well in the concept of what they were trying to create here. So another fantastic piece of artwork by Mark Wilkenson. Okay, back to Roger Dean again. So I chose yet another different band. Yes, he's been on quite a few bands. This one I like because it's a little different from Roger Dean than he normally does. Uriah Heep's. Is this the Wizard? Yes, it is. Demon? No, it's not Demons and Wizards. This is the other one, Magician's Birthday. Yeah, excellent cover. I could have used the Demons and Wizards as well. Very kind of, again, fantasy-oriented, almost a barbarian look to it, this one. More imagery here than just plain than doing a landscape that's fantastical, which is something he's great at. He created a little bit more of that imagery here. You see the kind of mountainish background, bluish, like this is like, feels like an alien world, almost like Carson of Venus or John Carter of Warlord of Mars or something like that. It's almost that kind of a feel to it. The album is a little bit different here than the cover. I think the album, they kind of go together, but not tremendously. Like there's not as much cohesion as you were getting from the story that they're singing on the album to the album cover, but there's still some aspects of it there going on. So an excellent album cover, I think. His Uriah Heep ones are good as well. Maybe not as good as the Yes or the Greenslade ones, but definitely still really good for Roger Dean. Now the last album cover that we're going to do for Mark Wilkenson, also a Marillion cover. This one I quite like. It's very apropos to Mark's particular style. You've got a whole bunch of imagery here, fantastical imagery of little animals and stuff. He likes to do that. And if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but the man on the bed, and if you look into the window, you'll see that he looks very different. Or I wouldn't even say it's a window. I would say it's more like a mirror. So you're seeing a mirror image of him, but it's very different from the image that you're seeing on the bed. You've got that clown down by his elbow there that's hanging over the bed. He's got some wine. Always some savage imagery. Obviously a man depressed, and the album probably illustrates that, as Fish was very, very noted for writing with his emotions on his sleeve, telling his stories. Just an absolute emotional individual who knew how to capture imagery and get his feelings across in his music. The album, of course, demonstrates that. The album cover, demonstrates that completely. Just an absolute fantastic display of coordination between the album cover and the music inside. So there you have it. Those are the two artists we did today, Mark Wilkenson and Roger Dean, both supremely gifted artists who were able to transpose their artwork into album covers to enhance the experience with the album in general. Both of them doing excellent jobs. Both fantastic artists. One of them creating more landscape-like stuff. The other one creating more imagery type stuff. But both very detailed and very well established, I think, myself. Some of my favorite album covers are by the both of them. And I will confess that I didn't know that the work, I've always liked this work, the artwork by Mark Wilkinson. I just didn't know that that was his name because I hadn't explored it too closely. But once Ben gave me this, I went back and said, okay, I'm almost 100% sure I've heard this name before and I've seen this artwork before, but I wasn't sure what it was until I went back and looked. And sure enough, yeah, excellent stuff, fantastic. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Commonalities Compared, featuring Mark Wilkinson and Roger Dean. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to put the notification in the notification bell below. No, notification bells above, sorry, in the comment section below. And we will see you next Sunday night with another episode of Commonalities Compared. So take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.